terrified man told an operator that unknown entities were outside, pretending to be his family. But as the dispatcher listened to his terror, the computer screen contradicted the physical reality of the call. There was no caller ID, no registered phone number, no location data on the grid. The line went dead. Police attributed the anomaly to a routing error in the local switchboard, classifying the call as a technical malfunction. When a call connects, an interconnected triad of systems activates. First, automatic number identification tags the device. Then real-time geolocation engages, while cellular tower triangulation measures the signal's strength. By mapping these overlapping signals, the network mathematically locks onto exact coordinates, making it physically impossible to remain anonymous. A signal connecting without leaving a data footprint indicates a total breakdown of the network's internal logic. The first indication of that failure started with a whispered recording. A terrified man told an operator that unknown entities were outside, pretending to be his family. But as the dispatcher listened to his terror, the computer screen contradicted the physical reality of the call. There was no caller ID, no registered phone number, no location data on the grid. The line went dead. Police attributed the anomaly to a routing error in the local switchboard, classifying the call as a technical malfunction. Investigators pulled the server logs to diagnose the error, only to find blank space. Absolutely no digital record that the connection had ever occurred existed in the system. Emergency networks log every interaction by design. A complete data vacuum inside this closed loop indicates that the core is bypassed. 3 nights later, a dispatcher named Emma Lewis was working the overnight shift. The same man's voice connected to her headset. His panic had rapidly escalated, his voice shaking as he confessed he suffered a sudden, complete spatial disorientation. Before Emma could initiate a manual trace, the audio shifted. A second, remarkably calm voice interrupted the panicked man, stating simply, "She can hear you." Police initiated an emergency trace, checking every cellular tower in the city limits to pinpoint the signal origin. The search yielded 0 source signal. 1 week later, a third call arrived. This time, the operator heard only heavy breathing, followed by 3 slow knocks against a hard surface. Officers dispatched physical units to scour abandoned properties across the grid. They swept multiple locations, finding absolutely 0 physical evidence of a caller or a struggle. The entity had effectively neutralized both digital tracking and physical sweeps, leaving the department without a single actionable lead. Weeks passed in silence. Then, on a rainy night shift, Emma was assigned to work the dispatch room completely isolated. At exactly 2:17 a.m., the emergency line rang. She answered, but the connection was dead silent, aside from the sound of heavy rain pouring into the receiver. Then, the impossible audio began playing back. It was Emma's own voice, repeating her standard greeting, immediately interrupted by her own voice screaming a warning to herself to not answer the call. The internal network instantly cascaded into failure. Every computer terminal in the dispatch room abruptly shut down, and the overhead lights began to flicker. The closed-circuit security cameras corrupted simultaneously, their live feeds overwhelmed by dense white static. When power returned to a single monitor, the live feed showed the hallway directly outside the dispatch room. A figure stood there, wearing Emma's exact uniform. The figure slowly turned toward the camera. It possessed Emma's face, locked into a rigid, unnatural smile. Emma abandoned her desk and ran. The transition from an external phone signal to a presence on internal security monitors signals the collapse of the dispatcher's final protective barrier. Police tactical units swept the building minutes later. They found the facility completely physically secure and absolutely no trace of Emma Lewis. The only physical artifact remaining was left on her desk. Her headset remained active, connected to a line that recorded for exactly 17 minutes. Investigators isolated the audio from the static. Hidden inside the noise was a terrified whisper. "They answer the phone because I already did." The breach remains active in the network today. Every single year, on that exact date, at precisely 2:17 a.m., A call arrives from a number that does not exist. No operator can intercept it. A new automated mechanism triggers within the server pipeline, instantly deleting the connection before it can be analyzed or answered. The 911 infrastructure now carries a permanent infection, a signal the network is forced to accept but remains unable to trace.